Hello and welcome to my Zenless Zone Zero Shiyu cycle for February 28th. I'll be looking at the cycle's buffs, leaving my impressions and showing you how I did it with 3 different teams. If you're like me, who lost Evelyn's 50-50, don't despair. It can still be cleared with a little patience and maybe you'll get enough pulls for our favorite bodyguard. Looking at the cycle's buffs, we can see we are still favoring a chain attack or stun meta. We have a passive increase in impact for all agents, so that you can proc more chain attacks, and when a chain attack hits an enemy, their defense is reduced for 10 seconds. As the defense reduction is tied to chain attacks and not the stun, the prime recommended agents are probably, as you have guessed, Evelyn and AstraYao, who can perform or enable chain attacks outside of a stun. All of the stun agents are viable options in this cycle, but special mention is given to Koleda, VonLycaon, and Lighter, as both halves of the final floor are weak to ice or fire. The first clear I will be showcasing today is going to be a pretty standard free-to-play ZhuYuan team on the first half with Anby and Nicole, as well as a Grace Disorder team with Burnice on the second half. Since I lost Evelyn's 50-50 to Grace, I thought it would be fitting to show what she can do for your account. In terms of my Bang Boo selection, I brought Sumo Boo in the first half for a little boost to Days and my good buddy Rasana Boo to help with grouping in the second half. Comparing to last time, my ZhuYuan got a slight upgrade of 20% crit damage while my Anby and Nicole continue to be only invested enough to do the minimum. But as you will see, they will still manage to get the job done. The real tricky part of the first half is right at the beginning. I have to attack with Nicole to gain energy and position her so that she can draw in all 3 enemies. An Anby X skill should be enough to daze them into ZhuYuan chain attack and shotgun basics. Once the Thanatos spawns, the fight is pretty standard in the sense that you want to stun him with Anby, set up with Nicole and then just burst him down with ZhuYuan. There isn't any trick to it aside from a DPS check.
You asked for it! Cease and desist! Bye-bye, suckers!
An opening! Pressor K-22! Maximum firepower!
I'll show you!
Keep up the assault! Taking the shot!
The boss is here!
Fire support!
Ready. Be gone! The pleasure's all yours!
Going all out!
Fracture! You asked for it!
Cease and desist!
Wanna run?
An opening! Don't even try it! You're surrounded!
For the second half, I brought Grace, who is now at C2, giving her a neat electric resistant shred on X skill. She's not well built as she has 6 thunder metal discs, and for disorder comps such as this I would rather use 4 pieces of freedom blues. But this is what I could come up with for now. Burnice could use some small tweaks, but is otherwise good to use, and AstraYao is granting the maximum attack buff, even though I picked her for enabling chain attacks without a stun and for her precise assists. I start the fight by grouping enemies with AstraYao until Persona Blue can use its skill to really draw them in. When this happens, I deploy AstraYao's buff and switch to Burnice and then Grace for a big disorder pair. The fight with Friday is also as standard as you can get when it comes to disorder comps. The way you should go about it is to intermittently apply shock and burn, and you can even ignore Burnice's fuel management, as the prime way to quickly trigger a burn is through her on-field double flamethrower attacks.
Wanna help me test this? Oh. Commence demolition! Hey!
I use AstraYao's ultimate without any care, as its main function is to reduce the mech's defenses through chain attacks, and you should be able to easily proc a disorder or two before the debuff expires.
Perfect timing.
Dazing Friday is going to reset your Weeping Gemini buffs, but it's also going to once again reduce the enemy's defenses and increase its damage taken, so it shouldn't be a major loss in damage. Taking these things into consideration, the fight is just a matter of clearing burn with shock and shock with burn.
My song is with you! Right in front of you!
For the next showcase, I'll be showing that Miyabi is as strong as ever by bringing her with an off-meta team consisting of Caesar and Piper with Red Mochas. On the second half, I'll be bringing Soldier, Koleda, and AstraYao. If you have Evelyn, you should be using her in this team in place of Soldier, and you will probably get better results as they synergize much better together. Even though my Miyabi is breaking her signature weapon, she is so strong that she can easily get the job done with one of the free-to-play craftable options. My Caesar is only invested in the sense that she has impact main stat on disc 6, and in post-production I noticed that my Piper didn't even have a complete set equipped, so this means that she's mostly there only to refresh Miyabi's Frostburn. Piloting this comp is mostly the same as piloting a disorder comp, where you want to alternate between Miyabi's Frostburn and Piper's Assault. Caesar's shield is mostly there for the attack buff to make Miyabi's charge attack even stronger.
I swear on my blade.
Assault makes it so that the target receives extra days for a few seconds, so this does synergize nicely with the Cyclist buff.
Nothing to it. Come on, face me head on. No forgiveness. Little old me knows when to get down. exact now. My blade is already sheathed. Out of my way! Victory, the only option.
This soldier team is pretty well invested, with all characters properly built. Soldier 11 has more than 80% crit rate during combat after a burn, Koleda has great impact crit stats in her signature W engine, and AstraYao has her buff capped and a crown on skill.
Let my song move everyone.
As per usual, I start the fight with AstraYao to group enemies until Resonabu unleashes its skill. Once he does that, I deploy AstraYao and trigger a stun with Koleda and chain attack with Soldier, quickly dealing with the mobs. The Friday mech is dealt with as standard, where you stun him with Koleda and then DPS with Soldier.
Here we go! Witness the magic of music.
Get out of my way! Prepare to burn!
My song is with you!
Target acquired. Heads up!
Don't blink! You'll make me dash you into the ground! Be down!
Fire's ready!
I messed up a little bit by using Astra ult chain attack with Koleda, but it didn't make a major difference in my time.
Come on, try harder!
Target acquired.
Magic!
Fire's ready. Flame.
Obey me!
Stay alert.
Stand still! Let me beat you into the foundations!
Of course, with Evelyn, this fight would be much easier, but as you can see, Soldier 11 has enough firepower to deal with this floor, especially with the buffs and debuffs that Koleda and AstraYao provide. And finally, as a last example for teams, I show you that the very first meta team with VonLycaon and Soukaku still holds up nicely in the first half, and in the second half I bring a Yanagi Disorder team with Burnice. In terms of Bang Boos, Shark Boo is there for a slightly more frequent freeze and Plug Boo for a slightly more frequent shock. My Ellen is well invested and has her signature, which is likely a reason for her to still be viable in my account. Lycaon gets the job done even though he could have better substats, and my Soukaku is really well built as a support and damage hybrid. The thing to remember in this fight is that enemies are immune to daze during the animation in which the parasites latch onto them, so I use this time to prepare Soukaku's buff and maybe get one freeze off. Once possible, stunning with Lycaon and performing chain attacks with Ellen is the fastest way to deal with the small monsters.
Get lost! Troublesome.
As for ZhuYuan, it's all a matter of dazing and bursting him down after he's stunned.
Get ready.
For you, I'll eliminate any obstacles.
Just don't blink! Clear out.
Ellen, switch out.
Move it. How annoying. Get flushed! Looks like the job's not done.
I make sure to block with Soukaku as much as possible and hold down the attack button when she counters. Doing so will make her fly the flag and trigger a quick assist for Ellen, granting her stacks of the Astral Voice set buff that Soukaku is using.
Stop! Thanks for your business.
With this power, take a break.
Clear out.
Time to clean the field.
Thank you for your patience.
Last but not least, for my Yanagi Burnice team, my Yanagi is built with an emphasis in penetration. Burnice could do with slightly higher attack, and all that Rina really needs is more levels in her passive and maybe her signature. Even though the grouping is a bit wonky, this team makes up for it with enough burst damage thanks to all the penetration that they get. It seems that enemies in this cycle are adjusted to have more defense to justify the cycle buff.
You cannot stop.
The way to deal with Friday is as standard as a normal disorder comp. You want to apply Burnice's mark, then switch to Yanagi and have her stay on field as much as possible, refreshing Rina's buff whenever you can.
Don't be afraid. It won't hurt. Press the attack. Enemies affecting fix. They'll pay. Waste of time. Time to heat things up. Go now, child. Surrender. One critical surprise!
Right!
This party is just getting started. Wherever you start.
In pursuit.
Mind and body.
Careful, the enemy's recovered. Shit.
We cannot stop.
Resistance is futile.
Dance, dance! Let's not disappoint our customers!
Press the attack. Yep. Surrender.
Save me a spot! More fire!
And with this, we close another cycle of Shiyu Defense. There are still a few days left on the Evelyn banner, and I hope to get lucky to bring her for future showcases. If not, I'll be sure to hopefully pick her up on a rerun. I'm very excited for the upcoming stun agents that will probably shake up the way to build teams and make for more interesting compositions, so I'll be sure to pick them up as I see what I can cook. As always, teams and clear times are summarized on the screen. If you have any questions regarding how I build my characters, impressions on this cycle's difficulty, or even want to tell me how easier it becomes if you have Evelyn, drop a comment below. Do leave a like if I was helpful in any way. Thank you for watching and see you next time.